Hi, I want to talk to you today about quantum mechanics, Jell-O, and the power of intention. My name is Melinda Pajak, and we're going to get started with part one. Part one is all about energy. Now let's talk about energy. When do you feel happiest? What is your energy level when something amazing happens to you? It's high, right? And when you feel happy, your energy is naturally high. And when you are sad or frustrated, your energy can be low. And when you get angry, it can be really full blast energy, and then it drains quickly and you find yourself lower than you were before. Do you think you can be your best self when your energy is low? If we had lots of happy energy, would we be better people? Would we be better versions of ourselves? I would think so. When we have more energy, we're better parents, we're better coworkers, lovers, partners, parents, kids, all of those things. And we're also more generous towards others when they make mistakes and that kind of thing, helping us to be our best versions of ourselves. So I want you to start thinking about how these emotions relate to energy. And when you have more energy, you're more likely to be your best self. So let's look at this quote. So there's this book from called The Heart Math Solution by Doc Childre and Howard Martin. And the quote goes like this: the way we accumulate and spend our vital energy reserves is the primary factor that determines the quality of our lives. Most of us aren't used to associating our emotions with our energy level. We may be vaguely aware that when we're enthusiastic, our energy goes way up. But how often do we associate the emotions we've experienced with how tired we feel at the end of the day? Unquote. We think more clearly, we're more in touch with our emotions, and we can find a more balanced sense of who we are when we have energy. Do you think that might be worth looking into? Yeah. So let's learn a little bit more about energy, huh? All right, so let's answer some questions about energy. What if you knew some ways to get a happy energy boost quickly throughout your day? What if you understood some ways that your happy energy gets stolen? That would be good to know. And then what if you could learn ways to protect that energy throughout the day, keeping your levels up? Do you think those tools might be help you better maintain your energy levels and therefore your levels of happiness? Yeah. So let's talk about that. So this little guy is called the Mega Energytron, and it's something I created to help explain this to my son when he was like 10 years old. And it's just kind of fun. So let's start back at the beginning before I get to Mega Energytron. We're all made up of energy. We're all made up of cells, made up of atoms that are made up of tiny electrons and protons and neutrons, and all of that is energy. And we feel this energy running through our body all the time. It's what makes us alive. Now, I've thought about and studied energy a lot. And it really all started back with my dad saying, everything is energy when I was a kid. He was an armchair philosopher for sure, and he would say that a lot to me. Energy, everything is energy. And I had to go out in the world and study different things, and then I came to the realization that Dad was right. That really energy is everything, and it's all about energy and balancing and maintaining your energy. And it just might be more important than a lot of other things in life because it directly relates to your happiness. So, I wanted a fun way to start explaining this relationship between energy and our emotions to my son. So, I thought about this little mega energytron. I made him up. And he has a little a gauge on his chest that goes back and forth showing his energy levels. And I kind of picture this on the front of everybody. Everyone has their own mega energytron, and it's got this gauge. And becoming more aware of this gauge can help you with your life. It can, in fact, be crucial for happiness and contentment. So let's look at another quote from Childre and Martin in their book, The Heart Math Solution. They wrote, "Whether we like it or not, we're accountable for our energy expenditures. We wake up in the morning with a certain amount of vital energy to expend each day. It's up to us whether we expend it in efficient or non-efficient thoughts, feelings, and attitudes." Unquote. I mean, if you've been around, if you've been human for a while, you know that your energy levels go up and down throughout the day because we're emotional and physical living animals living on a physical world. And it's fine for our energy to run along a continuum, but if you begin to pay attention to your levels, if you really focus on them and are conscious of them, you can fine tune them to stay, most days, in the higher levels, where you have more energy to do what you want to do and be the person you want to be. And you can start making that a habit. And if you do this, well, there's a greater chance of more contentment and more happiness and feeling like your best self most of the time, which is what we all really want. So you want to start exploring how to get better at this and how to fill up your energy gas tank and protect your energy throughout the day. So let's learn about the different types of energy. So I kind of looked at energy and studying it, and I kind of came up with 4 general types that kind of help us grasp what's going on with energy. The first one I call personal energy, and this one you're most aware of. This is the energy of an individual. You can picture a big bubble of energy around a person, and that is her energy field. Roland McCready, a research scientist, wrote in his paper, "The heart generates the largest electromagnetic field in the body. The electrical field is measured in an electrocardiogram, ECG, and it's about 60 times greater in amplitude than the brain waves recorded in an electrocephalogram, an EEG." Unquote. That is a lot of energy coming from the heart in the shape of a bubble around each one of us. It is a magnetic field that can be measured from several feet away from the body. We each clearly have our own personal energy field, and that's scientific. That's something they can measure. And you know this feeling when you meet somebody for the first time, they come into your energy field and you can literally feel their energy, and you make this almost subconscious evaluation of the person: good, bad, safe, not safe, okay. You kind of make that on a subconscious level when they come into your energy field. And we definitely get that first impression. Now, did you know that you are the one in charge of your own personal energy field? That seems right, right? This is why the mega energytron becomes so important. It is your indicator light for whether you're low on gas, i.e., energy, right? When you accept that you're in control of your own energy, you take responsibility for it. And that's changing everything because you realize that you're not a victim of the energy things happening around you. You can actually take control of it yourself. And you become aware that you own your own energy field and you could reset it at any time. You'll notice on the Mega Energytron, there's a big reset button in the middle. That is for you, not for somebody else. That's for you to push and reset your own energy level. So let's get back to that later. So let's talk about the second type of energy, group or situational energy. Now, we recognize this energy whenever we attend a large event like a rock concert, a ballet, a city council meeting, or a Major League Baseball game. Here in this picture, I was attending a Padres game at Petco Park. They're our local baseball team, and we like to go every once in a while. There is a distinct ball of energy formed by all the people there. And the intention set by the organizers and the expectation of the people going to the event creates the energy ball for that event. Now, if all the people at the rock concert want loud, rocking music and a great time, that will be the energy of the event. If all the ballet goers want a quiet, moving expression of humanity and dance, that will be the energy of the event. But the people attending must also carry that intention, or it can move and change. and be different than what they thought. Now, when the energy is positive, you can really hit that high, right? Your favorite team is winning, it's close, it's down to the final couple minutes of the game, and it's exciting, and you feel that wave of energy literally coming through you. You might carry it home, you might carry it through the next day. That's a big ball of group or situational energy. One thing to keep in mind is group or situational energy can also go dark, and we've seen that in the news. People who are out in the streets or this or that, protests gone bad. Not protesting is good, but they can go bad sometimes, and it can go dark, or you can see violent mobs and that kind of thing. Now, I want you to remember, energy is just energy. It's a neutral unit, and it is neutral until it is focused on a particular intention. So that's something to keep in mind. But most of the time we experience that as like, going to the movies and everyone claps, you feel that energy of enjoyment, that kind of thing. All right, let's go on to the third type of energy. Now, this type of energy, foundational energy, sets the direction for a family, a home, a business, organization, or even a location. Many businesses have a mission statement, and I've seen many employees roll their eyes. Oh my gosh, stupid mission statement. But I actually believe it's very important on an energetic level. Mission statements set the foundational energy for a business, and people recognize that energy on a subconscious level. Have you ever walked into a restaurant and there's no one there, and it feels kind of weird, and the waitress is like scrolling on her phone? You just kind of get a weird vibe. That's the energy. The foundational energy is off. It's not in alignment. There's something misaligned between the employees, the business, the location, something. And you feel it. You feel it. That foundational energy is off. Then you go to my coffee shop down the street, and people are laughing and having a good time and enjoying their coffee and their pastries, and there's a line, but everyone's happy. The employees know the people, and they're talking and having conversations, and they're totally different vibe. And that's the foundational energy, and something is in alignment in that coffee place to where the energy is good and people feed on that. Now, I want to talk to you about another example, which is Disneyland. So Disneyland, what is their saying, their marketing saying? Happiest place on earth, right? Yeah. This is the foundational energy they are setting for their business. The employees are encouraged to make every visitor's experience there a happy one. I used to work there, I know. And the feel of the amusement park is happy, whether you are backstage or out amongst the customers. There's alignment between the employees, the management, and the intention of it being the happiest place on earth. And even the customers get into it and start calling it the happiest place on earth, right? They say it, they repeat it. This creates more energy towards that end. And it's powerful, and it works. I mean, I'm not trying to advocate for Disneyland. I'm just saying this particular happiest place on earth thing is really working for them. So let's go on to the next energy. Where does all this energy come from? All of this energy comes from what I call universal energy. It's where we all came from. It's what we're all made of. We're all bits of space dust. Neil deGrasse Tyson, the famous astrophysicist, describes it this way: we are part of this universe. We are in the universe. But perhaps more important than both of these facts is that the universe is in us, unquote. Once we understand and become aware that universal energy is all around us, we can consciously connect to it and replenish our supply when we get low. Universal energy is in all the plants, the animals, the clouds, the mountains, and so on, all around us. Or we could just go full on Star Wars, because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and you can just call it the Force. Everyone knows what they say about the Force. Use the Force, Luke. All of that. That is universal energy. That's what we're talking about. And I sort of think of universal energy as a giant gas station in the sky where we can all fill up our personal energy levels, right? Our personal energy containers. We can fill up our mega energy trons till it's green anytime we want. And there are many ways to connect to this gas station in the sky. For me, I like to meditate. Meditation gets me filled up right away. For other people, it might mean going on the golf course, or it might be taking a walk. It might be playing with your dog, listening to music and rocking around your house. You need to find what works for your mega energytron, right? What gets your gas filled up? What gets your personal energy filled up with universal energy? And that's part of your journey is to figure that out. But being conscious of it is the first step, right? That you even need to be aware of it. And just understanding it's possible to fill up your universal energy. It's a huge step forward in taking responsibility for your own energy and not being a victim of whatever happens to you throughout your day. And then that means you can help create your own happiness or contentment, well-being, whatever words you want to use, right? All right, so that's the end of part 1, all about energy. So if you want to hear more, click the next part 2 and find out more.